So I'm holding this only to tell you I'm going to do a super matte look, but then I want to just do a ton of little accents with this. I know that there's a lot of jelly sticks on the market right now, but these ones that I got from Bobbi Brown, they sent them to me, are exceptional. Let me show you the other colors before I get into the eye look. So this one is Brilliant Moonstone. Look at this one. Exceptional. What the heck? I would not expect this. That's Brilliant Violet. Then we have Brilliant, I'm sure they're all, yeah, Brilliant Pink. They're so inspiring, and that is just so good. I used this one and I already want to recreate that look. Look at how gorgeous that is. And then last but not least, there's more of a, I think this is more of a taupey shade. I am keeping these, by the way, because when you keep that, they will last longer. This one is, oh no, it's a little bit more gold. Brilliant Honey. I'll put it here. Immediately, yes. Let's just get us a little matte look going. I want it to kind of still be warm and golden, but I thought it'd be fun to use this yellow. This is probably one of my favorite palettes of all time. I think Blend Bunny Cosmetics is one of my favorite makeup brands of all time. And then I'm gonna take this shade. Let's put that in our socket. And then I know I want to build out here because I want to do a sparkle wing. Oh yes, you heard me, a sparkle wing. I'm taking that same color over this way. It's kind of pushing it into the socket. Then, oh good, I have Sheila in my lap. Then I'm going to take a little bit of this shade mixed with this shade back and forth. And then I'm going to add some more depth out here and into the socket. Switch into a fluffier brush so we can just get a more diffused application, kind of melt all that in. Melty, melty. And then I'm going to take this color again and just kind of finish off the brow bone. Take it over this. Maybe take some in here. Because remember, the fluffier the brush, the more diffused that application, and it just kind of melts everything together. I don't really place with the fluffy brush at first, but I definitely melt later with the fluffy brush. Then I'm just going to pack on more of that yellow. Actually, I really want to darken up this outer part first. So when I go to place my sparkle wing later, it'll really, really pop. But this is easier to do once I have everything placed the way that I want it. I'm using the E28 too because it's going to layer on the color a little bit more. A little bit more intensely, I should say. Yes, that's fun. That's what I need. Let's clean up the edges. I'm gonna make it a little bit more winged today. The lashes, I just ordered some real spiky ones on Amazon. I'll get you the link for the ones that I'm using. And it's not going to be an affiliate link. Not that I'm against affiliate links, I just never did them. There we go. I'm just kind of using my lash applicators to kind of shape them to my eye a little bit better. I do find that when I use lashes that are from Amazon or just really, really more on the affordable side, I'm not against them, but the lash band really needs to be manipulated. So it really helps to get it on and then kind of really, really pull it around the eye and just kind of train it with body heat. So I thought we could do a video on why our bronzer, blush, really all of these little layers here on the face can sometimes get a little dull and muddy and chaotic. So let's get our foundation on first. And already, do you see how I just smoothed out the foundation even before I get my foundation brush? Everything needs to be so smooth across the skin. Because if we don't get this, oh, that match. If we don't get this perfectly smoothed out and evened out, it could essentially eat. That's the way I like to think of it. It'll just eat and absorb those pigments that we're about to put on top. So that is our number one culprit. So I'm gonna just keep blending. Now the comment I'm responding to uses this bronzer, but they use a darker shade. I wanna know, do you already, I'm just gonna do it because I can fix this. Do you just directly go in like this? I wanna know. Because, oh, there you go. You can already see that the foundation is kind of mixing in, and not on my terms. Do you see that foundation on there? That is already gonna get in there, and I'm just gonna use the term and eat the pigment. It's going to dull the pigment. We're already to a muddy start. I wiped that off, put my foundation back. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna wipe this off because that really can make that big of a difference. Instead, we could put it on the back of our hand, and we're gonna pick it up with a denser brush. I like this one for underpainting, but I also like it when I know I'm using more pigmented bronzer. And that way, we'll just start to stamp it. Is that a hair? No, we don't know what it is. And then, look at it staying way more true to its color. We're getting beautiful shape. I'm gonna wipe the brush off, okay? I might have too much on there, and I might have picked up just a little bit of foundation back into the bronzer. And we're gonna do blush too and concealer. But already, look at this. We are off to a great bronzy start. Also, don't feel like we're gonna waste anything putting it on the back of our hand because I'm just gonna wind up using all of this. This is a pretty color. I really like it with the brush. The brush is going to just get it super thin across the skin, which is what makeup loves. And again, it's just going to keep the pigment and not just kind of mush it around and have that foundation go. Next step is blush. And it's raining, I don't know if you can hear it. It's really pouring. So I'm gonna take this brush. It's a little bit more dense, but it's also small. And I find that sometimes we need, especially when we're dealing with creams, I like to do just a little bit more of a kind of more dense and small head of a brush. That's why I designed it that way. Ooh, look at how pretty that transition is. We're not muddy. Now, overblending is a thing too, my friends. And if you'll search my name in overblending, you can see it with eyeshadow. It's kind of the same with bronzer as well. But I have a technique where I like to go and reinforce the bronzer and the blush with a matching one. I know that's excessive, but it really is beautiful and it lasts longer. Remember that brush that we used for the bronzer? This is the exact technique I do for eyeshadow. I come back and I work back in the layers very, very softly. I didn't pick up more. Whatever's on this brush here, I'm gonna use it to kind of make it become friends with the blush, because that's how we get the transition instead of the line on line on line. It's about melting them back together. I know my canvas artists here know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's kind of like reintroducing the color back into the new color. Does that make sense? Now I'm getting off the beaten path here just a little bit. I'm gonna use this pink corrector. This is the one of the new pink correctors from Natasha Denona. There's a little bit of peach, so it's perfect. It has a really nice depth for me. So I'm just gonna focus. Notice I'm not bringing that over here yet. We'll just do a little under brightening and correcting. I feel like this is a 2-for-1 special. It's a little brightening and then a little correcting. Now we're gonna do the concealer, but I'm not gonna need as much because of that corrector. And a dense brush here is very important to get it really nice and smooth. I feel like this is one of the reasons my concealer never ever creases. And then watch it melt into the blush, but watch to help kind of reinforce what I was telling you earlier about having the colors kind of get reintroduced. I'm not gonna grab new blush. I'm just gonna take whatever's on the brush here and introduce it there. I know you just saw it fill in those gaps and just become so beautifully transitioned. Then I'm gonna reinforce the blush. And I switched to this side because, again, remember how I was saying we want a fluffy brush when we don't want as much pigment? Because this one can get really pigmented. So fluffy brush, picking up small amounts, and we're setting. And again, introducing that color into the bronzer. This is gonna feel extra, but if I explain it. So instead of setting with a powder, don't set your bronzer or your blush with a powder. Unless you have to, then I would use the fluffiest, lightest brush possible. That way you don't pick up too much pigment. Because if you set with powder, we run the risk of turning gray. It changes the pigment, it dulls it, it makes it weird. So you're kind of going, hey, you're this color, stay this color, and I'm using such a light hand, and I'm just pressing it in. And if you're oily combination, you absolutely could use a little bit of powder at the end, but this is exactly how I recommend doing it so you don't turn gray. Everything remembers what color it's supposed to be. Grab your fluffy brush, something that's not going to pick up too much pigment, and then we're going to go over our blush and our bronzer with the brush. For the under eye, I'll use the puff, but wherever we have a lot of pigment, this could turn gray if we don't do it this way. I'm done. And now we just go ahead and set like we always do. Transition that. Oh, now it's thundering. I bought another YSL lip liner. Ooh, yeah, I like this color with this eye. What shade is this? 106? Yes. I really like these, my friends. They're very long wearing. Now let's do this Milk Cosmetics lipstick. Oh, yes. This is the shade Baked. Okay. Big fan of that. Then let's do this Angel Glow Gloss from Myra Cosmetics and Angel Petal. I love these liners so much. These are the Urban Decay 24/7 sticks. And I thought it'd be fun to do a burgundy waterline. And I'm gonna take it out. Let me make sure, there we go. And then I'm taking my E26 and I thought we could extend. I feel like I haven't done my pointy beak inner corner in a while, and then I'm just gonna start to smudge underneath here, and then I'm just gonna keep, it's actually a little bit easier if y'all don't mind if I look into the mirror here. I'm looking into my phone, into the mirror. Here we go. And if you don't want to get it on your contact like I just did, I'm a little bit of a rebel, but I like to teach y'all stuff. All you gotta do is just take a little dense brush and go doot, doot. This is so pretty. Let's do our accents. I thought I'd put one here. Delightful. And I've been into kind of this sparkly wing. Delightful. If we need to kind of sharpen that up, we'll just do like that. And then I thought we could put it under here. And if I'm wild, I could just take it and put it here. Don't do that, let me do that. And then let's put just a little bit underneath our wing there. All right, my friends, this is our finished look. I hope that you enjoyed today's tutorial. I kind of wanted to do that breakdown because I've been getting a lot of questions about muddy bronzer, muddy blush. So I hope that that answered your questions. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me, and thank you for watching these long tutorials. I love you. Bye for now.